All right, we're back.
Hello, welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is episode 207. I'm Bethany, this is Sparky. Welcome, please put your comments down below. And we want the age and breed of your dog, and we will prioritize you guys that show up.
So if you ask this question here and we're reading it and you have a response for us there, we're looking for it and we will absolutely respond to you. We like the back and forth, always feels more personal.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to start with Midlife Mayhem with Mitch. I like that. That's a long one. I'm surprised I read that so clean too.
You did.
All right, I've been leaving the water out all day for my 10-week-old, so only put water down when I want him to drink. If you're getting potty accidents, yeah. And not every person will get potty accidents.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God. That is a cute one.
He excite peas. Just giving you a heads up now. He
You're
excite peas.
kidding.
I'm not kidding.
You gave me a dog that excite peas. They didn't tell you. Okay.
Who is it?
Take off.
You peed yesterday while they were petting him. I'm just saying, keep him calm. If your dog is having potty accidents, yeah, give the water only when you want them to drink it, and that usually is after 2 to 3 hours of like movement. So, hi Charlie Lewis. Yes, you're a very sweet boy. Are you pointing him towards me?
Yes.
He does have a forward stream too. No, he's got a forward stream, that guy. How we do it is it's a half cup of water for every 30 pounds of body weight every 2 to 3 hours if you're like looking for a more specific like broad measurement.
Yeah.
But how we specifically do it is we do a crate schedule. So it's not just about, hey, my puppy's thirsty, so I give him a little bit of water and then I move away and do my thing. It's I have my puppy in the crate where they learn to hold their bladder for a short period of time. I bring them out of the crate. I give them a quick chance to go potty. I do a little bit of free time where I do walk, play, exercise, a little bit of existence work. And then before they go back to the crate, I'll give a little bit more water right before they go in there. And then for the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long you're crating for, they learn to hold their bladder for that duration. So there's a certain hold time before they get a chance to go potty. And after they go potty, you do your free time. And right before you give them some downtime again in their crate, in their playpen, on their bed, whatever you're doing, even if it's just a back tie because you've already taught place, that's when I give the water. Don't give too much. The half cup of water for every 30 pounds of body weight. You can overwater your dog, and if you overwater them, some dogs' appetite is a little bit more voracious than others. They'll drink more. That will translate to potty accidents later on. If you're ever curious if they're not getting enough or getting too much, give them the measurement that I just mentioned. If your dog is 10 pounds of 30, then you're doing half cup, third of that, you're doing 1/6 of a cup, which is about 1 ounce of water. Some people would say, hey, that's not enough. If you look at a bowl, it really isn't very much. Give them the water, wait 10 minutes with them in their crate, resting and starting to settle. And if you go back, you can take your finger, run it along the inside of their gum line.
I'm glad you just washed them.
Wet and slick. I know, I just washed it. Well, I thought I had poop on it. So, yeah. Dog poop. But wet and slick. Oh, it's because it's my left hand, too. I had to clarify that. I'm not an animal. I'm not a monster. Dog poop. I don't know why that's better, but it is. Wet and slick, you're okay. If it's like sticky, bone dry, if it looks like white and chalky, like what we get in the corner of our own lips,
oh my God,
that means they're a little bit dehydrated. They need a little bit more
water. Are you
water.
done? I mean, seriously, you've talked about water for 10 minutes.
Hey, it's very important. Half my questions are about water right now. They really are. Half my questions are.
Just kind of a side note, he touched on it. You know, if you go for a long walk or you have a long play session, if it's hot, definitely give a little bit of extra water, but really look for the dogs like guzzling and sucking it up because they won't settle. It's kind of like when you eat too fast. If you eat slower, you eat less because your body signals, that you're full. It's kind of the same thing. So you can give them a little extra water. There's nothing wrong with that. But then, yes, crate them for 5-10 minutes. Let them cool off a little. Then see if they actually want more or if their body's cooled down now and they're good to go.
Perfect.
All right, Lep says Mini GD.
I was waiting to see if you could guess that right off the bat because I couldn't.
Golden dog. Golden doodle.
Golden doodle.
Golden doodle. We're not stupid.
Hey guys, you can't GD a golden doodle. It's 3 letters. German Shepherd, German short-haired pointer.
Yeah.
Don't start abbreviating 2 letters. Nuh-uh.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
Lazy gin fixers or whatever you are.
There's too many dogs that have golden doodle. There's just too many.
Okay, 1-year-old loves to bite.
Did he eat the homework?
I wonder why. Loves to bite my daughter. Loves to bite my daughter and other kids just to play. He doesn't bite hard, but it's still a problem, I'm guessing. Mini GD. So that's one on the smaller side. For me, it's always relationship first. So what is the relationship to this dog with the kids? I don't know how old your daughter is. She might be too young for this, but if she's, 5, 6, 7, 8, she can start playing fetch appropriately with your dog. My 2-year-old plays fetch with dogs if they already know fetch. So I've taught, bring it here, come, drop it, and I use out for when she goes to pick up the toy so they don't compete. So I've taught those boundaries, and then now my 2-year-old can do it all, and she actually yells out now at the dogs.
What's she yell?
Out. Out!
Oh.
Out.
Good.
Out.
Do they listen to her?
They do not. But they listen to me, who is right there.
And especially when the little girl yells out and Bethany steps forward with her and advocates for her.
This is my face to Dusty. I'm like, and he's like, okay.
He's like, we're good, we're good.
But anyway.
Evie's just like.
Anyway, my point is when you do the boundary training, when you teach, these fundamentals, you can transition it even to really young kids. And it's important the way the kid's relationship is with the dog. To his point, they're not stupid. They know a kid can't be a pack leader and order them around, but that's why you're there to back up everything the kid is doing. Now, if it's just your kid running around, running through the house, things like that, just some excitability, the dog just sees your daughter, jumps up, starts nipping, biting. There's a number of things you could do. The quick version to just see if it works is honestly a pet corrector. It squirts out air. It goes shh. And it just should kind of make the dog pause for a second and be like, what was that? But you got to teach your daughter to freeze and fold in her limbs, okay? That way she's not adding stimulation to it. So just be like, if mommy tells the dog no, or you hear the pet corrector, or if you feel any teeth, you got to freeze and fold up your limbs, okay? So it's like you're having to coach and train, two things at once. That would be the quicker version if your dog is sensitive to pet corrector, that you would only use it for biting. But I got to tell you, it's not fair to just bring that out if you're not also working on other impulse control, other relationship things, on top of that.
You need to have balance.
Yeah.
Can't be correction, has to be redirection, reward. You always got to have that balance.
Yeah. And if I'm having that much trouble, only when my dog is supervised, I'm going to have my dog dragging a leash around. A 1-year-old dog, I'd do a martingale. You can find a cloth martingale on Amazon. It's just, it's more secure than a flat collar. And you just have the dog drag a leash around, so you can also redirect that dog and teach place and stay on place. And so you can build on that quite a bit.
Perfect. All right. The little Grace Fawn, my mini Dachshund, 4 weeks old. 12
weeks old.
4, God. That is 12 weeks old. Will your puppy listen to you eventually without treat reward? So they have a dog who at 12 weeks, they want to eventually start weaning off food. They want to know how to do that. Yes, you can eventually wean off food, but it probably won't be at 12 weeks old.
Won't be for a while.
Yeah, to give you an idea, the most common thing is it takes anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 repetitions with food for dogs to eventually be able to do it around distraction. So assume a third of that for them to be able to do it with slowly weaning off of food and giving it maybe every other one. If I were to teach come and sit, I'm working on this come and sit for 3 or 4 months. I'm doing it as often as I can, a couple times a day during different training sessions, during walks. And then when I want to start weaning off of food, I'm going to, let's say, ask my dog for 4 comes in a row. The first one I'll use food, the middle one and the third one I won't, and the fourth one I'll use food. When my dog stops paying attention though, I slowly add it back in, but I use a lot of different versions of leverage. It depends on what you're teaching. So I might add in a little leash, hand command, verbal, some excitement to kind of motivate them to move a little bit. And when they eventually do, I'll give slack and then offer the treat after. So I'll try to slowly wean them off of it, but I'm always willing to go back to the basics. I never wean off permanently. We always go back to it if we need it.
For me, to kind of give you a little bit more of how to wrap your head around food in general, is my personal preference is most dogs I work with, I'm not going to start weaning them off of food in the house till they're around 14 to 16 weeks old. And then I'm going to start doing what he said. I'm also going to make sure there's plenty of space between my marker word and my reward. So good. Piece of food. And then sometimes I say good, and there's not always a piece of food. So those are some of the things I'm doing. Make sure your hand is not in your training pouch when you give the marker word good, or when you give the command. That will help wean off of food as well. But anyway, with that kind of 16 to 18 weeks, inside, there's going to be an exception. If I have company over, I'm going to bring the food back out, probably till my dog is around 8 months to 1 year old, depending on their intensity level, if they have fear or reactivity or something like that, depending on what happens. Roughly under 1 year old, I'm going to still bring food out for people coming over and new things happening. The plumber coming over, I'm going to bring my food back out even though I hadn't used it much. And outside, that's a whole different story. So you're going to be using food outside for quite some time. If you have a cute little happy-go-lucky puppy like this dog, I'd be using food easily into 7, 8, 9 months outside for outdoor stuff. For distractions, recalls, obedience, like just everything we're working on. If it's a nice quiet day, I might use 5 pieces of food with a 9-month-old cute happy-go-lucky doodle. Duty, oh my God, poop again.
Hey,
it's poop on the brain. Anyway, if there's a lot of distractions, I might be using 20 pieces of food. If I've got people coming out of their homes and dogs on the other side of the street and birds flying by. So that really is dependent on your dog, your neighborhood, where you're walking your dog. But if I have like a nervous dog that will take food, I might be using food for 2 years outside.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
Like outside,
Also stages of adolescence too.
Yeah.
Your dog hits new stages of adolescence, you got to backtrack a little bit, go back to your basics. You re-add food during that, and you just re-wean them off of it.
Yep.
Just gives you better leverage.
Yeah.
I see it usually 2 to 3 times with most dogs, 4 to 6, 8 to 10, and 12 to 16 months, right around there.
You got to look at food as not this Band-Aid. It can become a Band-Aid, don't get me wrong. But so are training tools. So is a leash on your dog. These are all just tools, like raising your voice or going, hi puppy, whatever it is. Those are all tools in fluctuation of voice. And so you're going to be using, all these tools off and on through your dog's whole life. What you want to make sure that you're doing is you're not making your dog dependent on food to listen to you, but the food is still there for payment. There's a huge difference in my 8-month-old dog coming to me because I have food, puppy come, versus my 8-month-old dog just comes to me because I said, dog come, sit down, good. Now I reach in my pocket and I give the food or I throw the toy. So there's a huge difference as they're weaning off of food, whether you're using it to get what you want or for proper payment transaction. Okay, anyway, we can talk about that.
What are you eating?
All right.
What are you eating?
This dog is insanely cute. I mean,
Problem is he knows it.
dangerously cute. What's this dog's name again?
Charlie.
Oh, this is one of our Charlies. All right.
Charlie
We don't have any questions on there yet. No. Ariana says, how can I help? How can I help my dog, 8 years old, and my puppy, 9 weeks old, play together nicely?
Does your older dog want to play with your 9-week-old puppy
Yeah.
at all? Because that's kind of my question.
And I think I see a German Shepherd in your photo, and I hope he's in great health. But 8, 9, 10-year-old Shepherds sometimes they're on their way down. I'm a German Shepherd lover. I've always owned one, like my whole life. That's at some point. There's one of them is always a German Shepherd. So I say that with like love and kindness. Sometimes that's towards their point where they're wanting to just hang out and chill. But we all hear those stories of like, oh, I got a puppy and my 9-year-old dog came to life and it just gave him a new reason to live. And I'm like, well, first of all, what are you doing with your dog? Are you just not doing anything with them? They lay around the house?
Not getting enough walks.
That always makes me think that. But the other thing I would say is just what he said. It's not to oversimplify it, but it's like, does your older dog even enjoy puppies? Because if he doesn't, that's okay. Kind of sucks, kind of stinks. Not gonna lie, I have an elderly border collie that used to tolerate puppies' existence, and now it's just like please God help me, or I'm gonna snap at this dog.
That's how Cheyenne became.
Yeah,
When she
that's how
got
Dusty's
last
gotten.
2 or 3 years, it became just a lip lift, a loud bark and growl. They would always usually just kind of move away.
Yeah.
I have some opinions on this, and this is truly just opinion. It's not even fact or like dog training knowledge. I have an opinion that if you have a puppy and you have an older dog, that puppy is going to be the one still on crate. The older dog might be too if there's any issues between them. But if it's just a really neutral, lazy 9-year-old, 10-year-old dog and a really young puppy, the puppy's on leash. The puppy's in a little bubble bounder around me. If the older dog has any interest to come up, you're taken back. I can't focus. If the older dog has any interest to go towards the puppy and say hello and do all that, I'll allow it as long as the older dog is safe to the puppy and the puppy's safe to the older dog. I'll allow them to kind of come up, go nose to nose, say hello. But it's when the older dog wants to walk away, the puppy's not allowed to follow that older dog. They're still on leash, and I'm holding that leash. It's anchored to me, I'm holding it, or it's tethered to something. Because my older dog needs to have an escape from that puppy. They don't want to play for 25 minutes. Very cute.
Assuming that's what they're wanting. Like
Yeah.
if they're turning because they're just re-engaging, that's different. He's talking about when you can tell the older dog
It will be pretty obvious.
done.
Yeah, it'll be pretty obvious. They're not going to turn back. They're just going to keep walking.
Or irritated
Yeah.
or stressed.
You'll see a couple different things. You could get a little bark or a growl. Those are all signs. Bring the puppy away. Create a little bit of space. But let me give you now the opinion part, the emotional response. Your older dog has been with you for how many years? So puppies take so much work, time, effort, energy, your time more than anything else though.
Ricky,
is that puppy always out of the crate? Always next to you? So is your older dog looking a little depressed, a little sad because maybe your older dog is now always farther away from you because the puppy's always closer? Yeah. And of course you invite your older dog over, but he doesn't want anything to do with the puppy.
So he starts going and hanging out in the bedroom.
Yeah, you gotta have some balance, guys. Quality of life. You have your old man, your old girl. Make sure you treat them well for the last few years of their life. Make sure that puppy gets some crate time, and your puppy's in the crate for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, wherever you're doing with them. Yeah. That's when your older dog gets all the attention. So that's when they get their time with you. Make sure you still balance your time with your dogs.
Now, if your German Shepherd likes the puppy for very limited periods of time and actually wants to play, allow that to happen, and then just really pay attention when the older dog has had it. And then you intervene and you block and you scoop up your puppy or get a leash on your puppy, redirect, give everybody a break. But the vast majority of the day is going to be your puppy on crate rotation or playpen rotation, and you're working with your puppy, playing with your puppy, and then they're backing away, and the old man gets to still stay out and hang out. If there's anything about this equation that we're missing, like if you want to give us more information, we can follow up with that next week. So
I also want to, next week. No more layers.
Because we could keep digging and digging.
I have 4 more questions.
Because it's so brief, yeah. Okay, K.E. Harris says best collar leash harness setup for walking. Can you let us know the age and breed of your dog and if you have any behavioral issues? Because
also size, weight too.
Because that all matters. So breed mix, rough size. Kara says Vela Beauty. Is it okay? Kara says Vela Beauty. That's not what Kara said. Kara Vela Beauty. It's okay. My brain's here, I swear. Is it okay?
We're all there today.
Yeah. What is with us today?
I'm so tired.
Seriously.
Not like last week though, or 2 weeks ago. That was bad.
Is it okay to have puppy toys out all the time? That's such a good question.
I want to answer this one. I walk into people's homes and I do lessons with them, and one of the first things I like to look for is how many toys are out on the floor. And then I see them and I go, all right, guys, so let me guess. Your dog gets a little overstimulated when playing with toys specifically. And they kind of end up nipping and jumping on you after.
Let me guess. Your dog can't rest and just hang out around you and the family at 8 months old.
Every single toy is a new distraction. And dogs will literally, puppies especially, will go for one, set it down, go for the next, set it down, go to the third, set it down. And by the 4th one, they're like, brain fried, overstimulated.
Imagine teaching PlayStation. This is what happens to us all the time. Imagine teaching calm on command. You do PlayStation with food, and then you work on the duration part, and your dog finally kind of closes their eyes and drifts off a little bit, and then they open their eyes, and there's their toy. 15 feet over in the corner makes it so hard to cultivate a
it's on their dog bed.
Or it's on their dog bed.
Yeah.
It makes it so hard to cultivate a calm environment for your dog or puppy. Plus, you are really missing out on the value of using toys to build a relationship with your dog. There are dog trainers out there that dedicate their lives to rehabbing dogs through play. And the reason I bring that up is because that's how valuable the toy, because it's hunting. I mean, that's what it is. Your dog is practicing hunting. And so using that to build a relationship with your dog of give and take and fun and impulse control and all of that is so incredibly valuable, and you miss out on that if the toys are just everywhere. Now, there is an exception. Do you have anything else to add before I do my exception?
No.
Okay. So sometimes I come across these ridiculously adorable, calm puppies. They're usually retriever mixes. Mm-hmm. And they have their favorite toy that they don't destroy. It's called gifting. They just walk around with it in their mouth all the time.
Feather mouth.
Feather mouth. I just saw an Instagram post, I think it was of a Vizsla, and their Vizsla can't relax. It's an adolescent dog, shocker, cannot relax. They give them their favorite soft plushy toy, and the dog is like this, and the dog literally goes. It was hilarious.
I haven't even seen one that drastic. That's crazy.
So I understand that aspect of things. You might have a dog that really loves to hold things softly in their mouth. If that's the case, and there's no other behavioral issues in the house that you're dealing with, I am very open to letting your puppy hang out with that one toy for a good chunk of the day. But it cannot be all of these toys out and laying around for numerous reasons. Overstimulation, lack of using resources properly, practicing destroying things, not being able to, fully settle in the home. There's just a whole bunch of reasons.
Yes. Yes,
but that's such a great question, Kara.
That's a good one.
She says she's getting a mini doodle in 6 weeks. Now, I will say this. If I am mini Goldendoodle in 6 weeks.
I was seeing if it was the same person.
No. I will say this, when you do, because we have a program, you can go to thepuppyacademy.com and check out our online program. And in the online program, when you do supervised separation in a playpen or just hanging out in your kitchen or something like that around your dog, just not doing something with them actively, we'll give Kongs, we'll give proper chew toys. We will do things like that to satisfy the need to chew, but that's very different than having the tug toy and the squeaky toy and the soft toy and the ball, all the stuff just hanging out all the time.
One is more enrichment and just gnawing and then stress relief. When dogs teeth and they chew and they even do the suckling thing with their paws, it's all stress relieving. It's all anxiety reducing for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Calming techniques.
So Kara, hopefully we will have you back in a few weeks when you get your puppy. Okay, let's see. She didn't, she must have signed off, but the best leash harness setup for walking. Again, this is really dependent on the dog and on the specific issues of the dog. But if we're just talking a standard puppy under 12 weeks old, I like anything where their front legs go through and I strap it around their back. There's a thick strap that goes around their back. Puppia is one of the brands that we use for that. And that's how I start indoors. And then I also like martingale cloth, help me. Collars, thank you. To just drag a leash around in the house to have immediate, redirection, only when supervised, of course. That's what I like. And then as they get older, I change my training tools.
I have 4 dogs a month come in using these. This is what we do not recommend for a young puppy, easy walks. Because actually there's joints that have to develop, there's muscles, there's different structures in the shoulders. When they pull really hard, it crosses their arms pretty drastically. And it can kind of tweak the shoulders a little bit, and it can just break down some of that cartilage. I can't talk.
The exception would be, because we have had a few Yorkshire Terriers on easy walks at a young age, but they were not hard pullers. If they were hard pullers, because they have trachea issues and they can be really driven dogs. So if they don't have enough food drive to really not have to use the leash very much, then we would use another tool. If they don't have high enough food drive, or if they pull really hard, we still wouldn't even use the easy walks. But we have used them on a few really tiny dogs to get a little bit more leverage, because they don't have any strength to pull very hard.
I was thinking, I don't think they have enough strength to hurt their shoulders. I don't think they have enough weight to hurt their shoulders.
But when you're out there walking your German Shepherd, your Golden Retriever, your Doodle, and you see this constantly, and they're just turning.
Where they're kind of walking sideways like this, diagonal, that's bad.
It kills me when the dogs are under 2 years old, because their skeletal structure and all the ligaments and joints haven't done their work yet.
UCLA has a study, though. If you guys want to check it out, Easy Walks with UCLA.
Cool.
I know, right?
You have a study?
There's a study.
We're
It's a big
so
one.
professional.
I know, right? I don't have a study. UCLA has a study that I read and I cite.
All right, guys. Well, it was good to see you, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye, everyone.